Welcome to the International English Language Testing System conducted by Mollik English Academy. It's a practice exam. My name is Abony Tasnim and I'm your practice examiner. At the beginning of the test, I would like to ask you some personal questions about yourself. Can you tell me your name, please?
My full name is Mollik and Soha. You can call me so.
Okay, Soha, are you a student or you work?
I am a student of grade 7 at Mollik College.
Okay, so now let's move on to the topic about food and cooking. What kinds of food do you like to eat?
I like to eat homemade cook, and especially I like this food which my mother cook, and like that my biryani, pulao, rolls, noodles, pasta.
Okay. What kind of new food would you like to try?
I like to try Korean food like that, spicy noodles, and it is very yummy. And I like to eat. I like to try it with meat, and it can be cooked by vegetables. And yeah, I like to eat it very spicy. And other Korean food I would like to try.
Okay. Do you like cooking?
Yeah, I like cooking because cooking is very interesting hobby, and it is I can many foods by many recipes. One food, if I have no student, I can make many foods like that sandwiches, noodles, and it is it will be very yummy. So I like it.
What was the last meal you cooked?
The last meal which I cooked was noodles. I was cooked it by vegetables and meat. It was very yummy, and my family also admired me for this.
Do you prefer home cooked food or food from restaurants?
I prefer home cooked food because home cooked food is very healthy. It is good for our health, and restaurant food is not good. So I like homemade cook, and home always my mother cooked many foods in home, and she cooks very yummy food. So I like homemade.
Now I would like to give you a cue card. Here's a question. Here I would like you to describe an interest or hobby that you enjoy. You will have 1 or 2 minutes to think about the topic, and after you think about the topic, you can start. Here's a paper and a pen. You can make some notes if you wish. I think your 1 minute is over. You can start.
Yeah. I want to describe a hobby which I like very much is gardening, because in my childhood my mother have a garden, and I also help him to take care of her garden, and gradually I love gardening. Then when I read in class 1, I think that I can make my own garden, so I make my garden, and now I read in class 7, so I make my own garden for since 7 years, and here there are many types of plants like that, and trees like the fruits, vegetables, flowers, and extension. Then I enjoy it by many ways, like that. In the morning when I get up, I go to my garden, and spent my time because in at this time the garden was very calm and quiet. There have fresh air, and this is make my mind refreshed. And when I take care of my garden, I like it. I get many benefits from my garden because gardening is good for our health, and it gives me a boost of vitamin D and oxygen and shade. Like that, it gives me a refreshed and excursion mind. So I think gardening is the best for me.
Well, now let's move on to the topic about the social benefits of hobbies. Do you think having a hobby is good for people's social life? In what way?
Yeah, I think people having a garden because hobby is good for every people's for social life. It is good, and by doing in my free in people's free time, they can pass their time by their hobbies are and hobby gives man's pleasure, and it was very good. So and um, and many hobbies gives our benefits because we get benefits on the because like that gardening gives benefits our because gardening is good for our health, and it gives our oxygen, vitamin D extraction.
Are there any negative effects of a person spending too much time on their hobby? What are they?
Yeah, I think there are many negative effects of a person spending their too much time in hobby because every person we should spend their time when they get free time with their hobbies, and too much spend their time in their hobbies because they should pass their time in their work. So I think when they get free time, he should spend their time by hobbies, but too much spend their time in hobbies because this is not good, and this has many negative effects.
Why do you think people had to have an interest or hobby?
Because hobby is very good, and it needs every people they can pass their time by this, and they can get many benefits by their hobbies. And if by their hobbies, and if people have free time, and if people have will depressed, they can enjoy their time by their hobbies.
Well, that's the end of today's practice exam. Thank you very much.
Okay.